From corruption on the basketball court to inspiration on the gridiron, Rio Rico star running back Ricky Perez ran for more than 1,200 yards and 15 touchdowns last season. But News 4 Tucson sports reporter Ari Alexander tells us how Perez is battling something much bigger than any challenges on the field.
A river wants to run. It has a need to carve out its space.
I'm just trying to go out there and prove to the world that I'm still here.
Even when it can't cut straight through, a river always finds a way to flow.
He can put up big plays whenever he wants to.
As the pads are popping on the Hawks practice field, Rio Rico High is trying to turn around a slow start to their season. And on this day of practice, they work their drills without number 4. He's 60 miles north of here, where the rivers of his blood are being filled with a slow drip of poison.
It feels like you hit rock bottom.
Poison that will save his final season, that will save his cherished passion, that will save his life.
I felt like I was on top of the world, and well, just suddenly came out of nowhere.
In late May, Ricky Perez started to feel off.
I just started feeling a little bit of fatigue, and then I told my mom, I was like, I need to get this checked.
We went to his primary doctor first, and then the primary doctor immediately sent us to the urologist. And from there, the doctor said it's a tumor.
Stage 1, testicular cancer. The doctors moved quickly to remove the tumor successfully, but even after surgery, the fight wasn't over yet.
They found 2 other tumors in my body. They had to start chemo.
One on the bottom of his lung, the other on a lymph node in his stomach. Doctors said chemo would keep him out 6 months, his whole senior football season.
I just felt like I was losing everything because they had already told me, oh, you're not going to be able to play.
Once he was diagnosed, it wasn't about the sickness. It was about the football. When am I getting back to football?
Ricky responded well to the chemo, but the treatment took its toll.
It just takes everything out of you. You can't do anything. You just have to wait until you start feeling better.
He lost size, 25 pounds, weight he needs to continue getting interest from Division I schools after his standout junior season.
He was so happy because he was being scouted. And everything suddenly changed.
But he did gain back time. 6 months became 4 months with his strength, the support of his friends, and the love of his family.
Family on 3, 1, 2, 3, family!
As tough as you think you are, you need someone there constantly.
He really needs us. Always texting him, calling him, seeing how he is.
Just basically pushing him and tell him this is going to be over. You're strong. You never start anything and leave it there. You're getting through this.
My mom and my grandma have been here since we started chemo. Since we got diagnosed. And it's just my whole family. And it's amazing because I wouldn't be able to do it without just the way she handles things. How she tries to just to be there constantly. Just the way that they handle the things that we have been going through is just amazing.
All throughout chemo, Ricky still went to practice. 4 days after his final chemotherapy session, doctors cleared him to hit.
It's just amazing what he's able to do mentally.
He set his goal to play in a game September 15th at Rincon High less than 4 months after his diagnosis.
The adrenaline is gonna carry me.
It's been just 1 week since he last received treatment, but Ricky is getting dressed and ready to play. With his own cheering section making the hour-long drive, it's game time. And it starts with a deep ball for Ricky. Not everything goes his way, and it's urgent. Ricky is only supposed to be on the field for 8 snaps. Then, in the second quarter, he makes the catch. Ricky shows flashes of his old talent. But this night would not go Rio Rico's way. They're down big in the fourth quarter, and Ricky won't stop pushing. But there's one thing missing.
Let's get Ricky the ball. When Ricky scores, we all score.
Finally, the sweet emotion of 6 points.
It's crazy what you can accomplish.
Ricky Perez wants to run.
Cancer messed with the wrong person.
He has a need to catch, to hit.
It's either I start it and finish, or I don't do it at all.
He wasn't afforded an easy path straight through, but after all, a river always finds a way to flow.
Last week, Rio Rico crowned Ricky Perez homecoming king. The senior is still going through CT scans and blood tests, and the port in his chest used for chemo still there. But his mom, Blanca, says his levels came back strong in his last test, and Perez continues his season this Thursday at Pueblo.
We got the whole city rooting for him. Thank you, Ari. Appreciate that.
We're new at 10. About 2 million people died in the Second Sudanese Civil War, with another 4 million displaced. Right now, the world's youngest country, South Sudan, is in its own civil war. But a Sal Point Catholic High School basketball player and his family were given a way out. Tonight, they're sharing their memories of war with News 4 Tucson's Ari Alexander.
The Sonoran Desert, dry but full of life. It's here where one of the top basketball prospects in the country, Majuk Deng, calls home. But the desert Deng comes from is far less forgiving. Its sands are burned by bullets, stained by blood, and shadowed by death.
Early morning, tragedy happened. We just started hearing guns everywhere. My mom grabbed me and my little brother Lee, threw us out. We just started running. We didn't even know where we were going.
Some people fell down shooting by gun, and the house is burned. Some die in the houses, some die around me here. I'm running, no clothes. We're running without clothes.
Their escape led to months wandering the African bush, looking for safety.
It's so hard because people walk in the bush, no water, no food, nobody help you. You urinate and then you give to everybody urine because no water.
You could just see bodies falling next to you.
Majuk, his mother Agach, and some of his brothers made it to a refugee camp in Kenya with nothing but uncertainty of what happened to family left behind.
We lost my dad, we lost my 2 older brothers. I'm just like very, very thankful to just have my mom. She brought us safe to the camp.
It took years, but the family was cleared for immigration. But with the dream of America in sight came nightmarish news from South Sudan.
My mom gets a phone call in Nairobi saying that your mom has been killed in the hut. She was burned in a hut.
My mom is take care of me a lot, and she loved my kid.
I just have a lot of dreams.
The opportunity for Majuk's dreams started January 21st, 2011, after a long stay in the Kenyan refugee camp. A new start for a family waylaid by war brought unfamiliar experiences. But it did bring a new sport, basketball. Success did not come instantly.
Nobody wanted me on their basketball team. I would just turn the ball over. I made us lose.
But about a year in, Majuk started to make improvements.
I just grabbed the ball and just ran down and dunked it, and I was 12. And I was just like, did I just dunk right here?
Majuk is now 6'5" and strong.
He's already a leader on our team in terms of passion and charisma and excitement.
And Deng cherishes the blessing of basketball.
I have to give it my all. I have to play each game like it's my last game.
because the sound of each dribble replaces a haunting memory of gunfire, and each swish a distraction from the reality that Dang and his family were born into bloodshed.
I just either try to start a conversation with somebody else or just things that will distract me out of it.
Majuk is named for his grandmother.
It's very special for me to carry her name, especially this name is on my right hand. I really gotta take it and have it guide me everywhere.
From his right hand to his heart, even 5 feet below that, his sneakers a beacon to his faith and her memory.
God has been great. My grandma has been great, even though she's not here.
Names are important in Majuk's Dinka culture, and Dang could not be more perfect.
The name Dang is rain.
On the court, Dang is more deluge than drizzle. He's only a sophomore at South Point, but scholarship offers are pouring in, including last month an offer from Arizona and coach Sean Miller.
He tells Majuk, we're bringing you here because you have good personality, you have the passion for the game, you want to do something good for your family.
For Tucson, Dang is a player rare and refreshing.
I want to be the best. I'm still working I want to be in the next level.
Like rain in the desert.
The family found Majuk's father and brother about a year ago alive, but it is tough for them to communicate often. As far as college, Majuk tells me he's not even close to deciding. His brothers grew up watching the Wildcats and they want him to go to Arizona. His mom is just happy that schools are interested in giving Majuk the opportunity for an education. Hey, Paul, second semester has just started, so that means Zona Zoo will be back and the fans will be out in full force for the rivalry game against Arizona State tonight. While behind me, it's calm and quiet pretty much so far, but there is one man who's ready to get the crowd pumped up come game time. Before the buckets, the crowd, and the zoo, it's all cords, wires, and turntables in the corner at McHale Center.
I get to play music and be in attendance for every Arizona game and get paid. That's the best job in the world.
Jack Strandberg, or DJ Ajax, is a rare sight and a rare talent in the college basketball world. A live DJ at the home arena.
I was talking to a Pac-12 commentator who shouted me out on Twitter, and some guy was like, why do we have this? It's such a gimmick. It's not a gimmick. Every stadium in the entire country plays music. I'm just putting a face on that person.
You can find him 3 hours before the game.
I have to get here pretty early, and I'm probably here longer than anyone else.
Turning on, tuning in, and dropping the beat. He's part of the McHale atmosphere, one that has continued a winning culture under Sean Miller, and thrilled fans in the process.
From Philadelphia, so I've been to Villanova games, and this place is as good as any game I've ever been to.
It's a lot of responsibility. I try and put a lot of focus into what I do and being prepared.
And he has no problem sharing the stage with the pride of Arizona.
You want to alternate, band, they want to get their time in, just like fans want to hear them, fans want to hear other music. There's a lot of different people that you want to try to appeal to.
While the Wildcats are in the mix for a Pac-12 title, Strandberg mixes it up for those that bear down the hardest.
It really all comes back to our awesome fan base, whether that be the 6-year-old who idolizes all of our players, or that would be like our student section or our season ticket holders.
All right, and DJ Ajax right here just behind me, he's already starting to play them hits, and he has to drive 2 hours from Scottsdale, where he lives, to get here every game, and it's going to go down tonight right here at McHale Center.